Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new here, welcome in. Feel free to go ahead and click that live chat button and make any requests that you happen to have for your personal well-being. We're going to start things off with a beautiful crystal grid to support all of the healing requests of everyone here today. If you are returning, welcome back. It's good to see you again. And if you're watching this on the replay, you are going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and click the subscribe button with the notifications on, or check the description box below for all of my regular days and times. I'm here 5 times a week. In the description, you can also find information about my live online Reiki certification courses, community Discord, social media, and crystal shop. So let's go ahead over and start building this beautiful grid together. And I'm starting off with a nice blank slate for us all today. And I see some beautiful requests in the chat. So let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. Awesome. I have some blue sapphire here. I was just recording some of the tarot card readings for all 12 signs, and I always keep sapphire out as that helps to connect in the energy of intuition, as well as in a way describe what I'm getting in a way that's easily understandable. So let's start by bringing that in. For those of you who are watching this on the replay, by the way, if you want to skip ahead just to the healing, you certainly may. Go ahead to about the 45-minute to 1 hour point, or where you see the lights begin to shift, and right around there you should be able to just sort of hang out and enjoy the healing. So let's see who all is here. Ooh, it's a nice big house today. Let's see, we've got Korakar, Chris, Key and or Patty, Maricela, Jennifer, Belinda Wade, Douglas, welcome in. JS, absolutely, when you're watching this later, lots of love to you. Thank you for stopping in. Samantha, Grace, I'm doing well, thank you. Awesome. So let's dive on in and get some healing going. Feel free to dive on in, make any requests that you happen to have for those of you who are new. And let's see what we have here. Okay. So let's start off with our usual copper. And I did see a request for petrified wood. Oh, pain from surgery. We can absolutely send some love to that. Vincent, welcome in. Let's see. I apologize for the sound in the background. Just wanted to let the sirens go past. Okay, so I did see a request for petrified wood. Petrified wood, and this is a polished piece of petrified wood. You can see on the edge here. There you go. Petrified wood helps us to embrace transitions. Transitions are beautiful in that we are embracing something new, but definitely leaving behind something that's old. This helps to, it emulates that whole idea of dying as one thing to be reborn and transform into something new. And so petrified wood can hold a space for us to do just that. So we're going to go ahead and put this big old piece in the middle. I love this piece. So that's from my personal collection. Also have some beautiful copper. Copper helps to break up energy blockages, optimize the flow of energy. So we generally have that here. I may put that underneath, actually. There we go. Okay, good stuff. So we have this on top, and let's see what we have as far as requests. And so Belinda, there's your petrified wood. Let's see. So okay, good stuff. So Chris, usual requests, absolutely. And I will walk us through all of these different beautiful stones. Energy blocks, motivation, removing energy blocks, absolutely. Shungite is excellent for energy blocks, Jen. I love it for that. So shungite is actually a stone you may have in your water filtrations in your home. Maybe, maybe not. This is a great stone for anybody who's really sensitive to, especially energy of like say electronics, whether that's like high tension lines or the computer systems, or if you work near, say, server banks or anything like that, and you're very sensitive to them, you feel headachy and drained when you're around them, or even like dizzy. Shungite energetically can be a wonderful stone for that. It definitely is fantastic for breaking up energy blocks, helping to break up emotional pain so you can process it piece by piece. It's great for just stress in general, but also for physical recovery and tissue repair. So Samantha, this may be really helpful for you as you're healing from your surgery. I'm so sorry you're going through that. I'm so sorry you're in pain. We'll put some pain stones in there too. Okay, good stuff. And ABC, Tales from the Script. Good to see you both. Okay. And I will get to everyone, I promise. Ametrine, hematite, peridoiolite, rutilated. Peridoiolite. Okay, let's see. Rutilated, I'm going to bring in for a few of you. Definitely for those of you who are looking to have some focus, this is a helpful stone. For Korakar, we've been doing some ongoing healing around your stepfather who's been moving through some cancer treatments. And in general, this is a great stone for restoring energy that's been depleted from being sick, going through treatments, or just being run down, working really hard. It's also thought to be a blessing for folks who are going through any kind of cancer treatment. For many decades, this has been seen as a beautiful gift to someone with cancer. It's thought to, the intention of it is that it'll help direct the healing and the treatments to exactly where it's most needed. But it's also great for mental focus and clarity and mind-body balance. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring that in. This actually has a string of hematite running through it too, which is so interesting. We've also got, and I will definitely get to everything that Chris is asking for too. Energy balance. Creating thinking out of the box, dreaming big, creating the life you want. Picture jasper and orange sunstone. Orange sunstone helps with exactly that. When we're thinking about our future ahead of us and what are our options, what are our opportunities, how do we want to go forward? This is a stone that reminds us we didn't come here to play small. This is a stone that reminds us that any of the limiting beliefs and self-talk that we might have may not apply, and helps us to bypass that and visualize things a little bit bigger. So here is some orange sunstone. I'm also going to bring in some picture jasper. This definitely helps with envisioning our future potential. This also goes by desert jasper, by the way. But it's also like seeing big picture. So if you are working on something for a long time and you're trying to see all of the different pieces coming together, it can help with that as well. It helps with identifying hidden fears and helping to remove those or eliminate those. Helps with moves, especially big moves, like moves abroad, working with other cultures, being able to see things from a different perspective. And yeah, just wonderful for future potential. So picture jasper or desert jasper. Put those there. Yeah, dreaming big, creating the life you want, definitely helpful for that. For focus and channeling, definitely the blue sapphire for sure. Spiritual courage too. Larimar, and I think this will apply to a lot of you, including JS just now. Larimar. This is about innovating as a spiritual pioneer, trusting what your unique gifts are and seeing how necessary they really are, how beautiful they are to bring forward. This helps with your sense of confidence in bringing your own unique experience of spirituality into something. So we'll bring in Larimar. Okay, so I hope that that helps. I don't have Shiva Lingam, unfortunately. I can add that to the list. Okay. Awesome. Lots of good requests. Okay, good stuff. So let's bring in, we've got Peridot and Iolate. Perfect. Okay. Iolate is one we use almost every grid. It does so many things that we request help for. So I see a lot of requests for intuition, psychopomp, spiritual growth. This helps with visualizing spiritually, like seeing things with your third eye. It also helps with sleep disturbances. It'll definitely give you a better night's sleep, as well as supports weight loss if that's your intention. Great for money management as well. So we'll bring this in. Definitely for Korakar and Chris. Another one that's thought to help with weight loss, among other things, is Peridot. This also helps with bad habits and cycles that we repeat that kind of keep us held back in life. When we're trying to maybe turn a new leaf in our life, this can be a really helpful one. It can be also really great for prosperity, friendship. It's even thought of as being really helpful for things like depression, anger, and jealousy, but it really helps support those friendships that support us to be the best version of ourselves. So a really beautiful stone. So that's Peridot. There we go. I'm also going to bring in, let's see, Aquamarine, Chrysoprase, Amazonite. I'm going to bring in some Lapis. This helps with pain and inflammation. It also helps with career advancement, integrity in general, honest, open communication, whether you're trying to grow those skills for yourself or find other people who prioritize those kinds of things. And it aids in disorganization, personal growth, personal responsibility, and especially pain and inflammation. So that should definitely help Sam and a couple of the requests I'm seeing here. So that's Lapis. Let's see. Definitely wanted to bring in Unikite out of request, but also for support around someone here who is pregnant, and this is thought to help with healthy, happy pregnancy, all stages of women's health and fertility. And that's Unakite. Unakite is everything from happy marriage and relationships to all of the hormonal support, metabolism if it's connected to hormones. Oh, we might be getting a visit and a blessing from a kitty, and also with help with quitting smoking. So that's Unakite. Oh, maybe not. Aquamarine can help with fluids in the body as well as teeth and gums, and it also helps with dealing with folks with some difficult personalities. I like to think of it as the anti-Karen stone. But it's often thought of as one that's like made justice prevail. So it's excellent for that as well. But for people who are almost looking for a grievance, who are insist on having a disagreement. And I think we all know somebody along those lines. This can help with dispelling that. It also helps with deflecting pettiness. And I don't care who you are, there can always be a day in someone's life when we're not our best selves. So it does help to deflect that kind of energy. Let's see. But yeah, teeth and gums for sure. So that's aquamarine, tree agate, emerald. Just making sure we get everybody's requests. Jet, red tiger eye. Black tourmaline. Oh, definitely ABC. Health, mentally and physically, absolutely. Okay. Kyanite, Archimer. Rose quartz, carnelian, pyrite. Moonstone. Rose quartz is one I think we're all familiar with. Beautiful, loving energy that helps to... It's extremely consistent in its high vibe energy. So this really allows us in a lot of ways to accept new energy and release the old. It's a lot easier to release energy that's stagnant or limiting when we have the promise of something better on the other side. And rose quartz is a superb stone for that. So let's go ahead and put that here. Right under our iolite. Black tourmaline is a stone I use often for dispelling negative energy. Here are two of my larger pieces. This is what it actually looks like when it grows on its own. This helps to dispel negative energy, breaking up that kind of energy. It keeps us from absorbing things that really aren't meant for us. I've even gone so far as crushing it up and sewing it into curtains. South Philly tested and approved, I'll have you know. But yeah, it's a very easy to work with stone. It's superb for anyone who's an empath or sensitive to other energies. help us open to abundance of good things from the universe and release of childhood feelings of unworthiness. Absolutely. Childhood feelings of unworthiness. Tourmalinated quartz, which is black tourmaline and quartz, which I have, is helpful, but the one that comes to mind the most is actually mahogany obsidian, which I've already grabbed for someone here. Here it is. Yeah, this is releasing perfectionism, the need for approval, feeling like we need the approval of someone else to be validated or to be valid. It also helps with meeting goals. It helps with letting go of prioritizing other people's opinions of us and what we do, and rather to trust ourselves and honor ourselves and what we want to do and what we feel is valid, rather than chasing that from others. So it can be really helpful with letting that go. It's also really helpful for physical vitality and strength, as well as it's often recommended for things like carpal tunnel, which I know some of you struggle with. And it's also good for teeth and gums and skin healing. Release of anger where appropriate. Sometimes anger is there for a reason. It is there to help us to make some changes that we need to make. But sometimes it's just uncomfortable and explosive. And so it can help us release anger where that would be helpful. So let's go ahead and bring in mahogany obsidian. And I hope that that helps, and lots of love to you. It's good to see you, heart. Be open to the abundance of good things from the universe and releasing childhood unworthiness. Absolutely love it. Hang on one sec. Yep. Tourmalinated quartz is the other one I mentioned. This has a lot of purposes. It can help a lot of us with a lot of things. So like I mentioned, this is clear quartz with black tourmaline running through it. This can help break up a lot of energy patterns and even scar tissue, like physical scar tissue in the body, emotional scar tissue, stuff we're holding on to. So breaking up old stuff, old stuck stuff. It's very helpful for releasing nervous energy and patterns from childhood. So it can really help there. It's also great for, it's thought to help break up blockages in the cardiovascular system. Of course, crystals are never a replacement for the other things. I'm somebody who doesn't shame the med game. I take the medications I need. I do the exercise. I change my diet accordingly. And I do the Reiki and the crystals and all the things. But why not add a little bit of energy and crystal love to everything else you're doing? This is also great too for, it's thought to really help protect travelers too, and help bring in new opportunities for gigs and new revenue streams. So that's tourmalinated. Moonstone helps with the divine feminine, connection to wisdom, especially spiritual wisdom, women's health, intuition, lunar cycles, any kind of moon magic work you might be doing, and anything involving like if you've been getting the tarot card like the High Priestess a lot, this is a stone that very much connects with that. Also thought to be really helpful for things like pregnancy and women's cycles. It's very linked with the cycles of nature because moonstone, the moon controls the tides. But yeah, beautiful stone overall. Definitely a good one that's often recommended for things like pregnancy. Oop. Bumping into stuff. Carnelian helps with any amount of group dynamic. Doesn't have to be romantic. It can be work groups, families, things like that. But it's very much related to the sacral chakra, which is how we relate to others, which very much includes romance and sexuality. So anything from sexual function, dysfunction, to fertility, to attracting a spiritually significant relationship or your soulmate. This also helps with things including cold, allergies, and wounds. It's often linked with those. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. But yeah, overall, any kind of dynamic or group work. So if you're housemates, if you're coworkers on a new project or anything, this can be a really helpful stone. Also great if you're feeling very blocked in the creative area of your life. There we go. So there's carnelian. Pyrite helps with intuition and protection, both simultaneously, as well as calling in material abundance. I love it for that. It's great for the memory too, so that's really helped the brain, the memory, and the lungs. Also for abundance, financial abundance. It's thought, fool's gold brings the real gold. So that's what this is. It's thought to help optimize the flow of Reiki in the body as well. Let's see. Red tiger eye is highly protective, whether from mundane earthly things or even really nasty energy work. This can really be helpful, whether it's bullying and gaslighting and triangulating and just sort of nasty toxic work environment, all the way up to some really nasty dealings. This is one that you can put anywhere that you feel needs a little bit of protection. If you feel like you need it closer to you, keep it close. If you feel like you want it closer to like doors and windows, that's a great place too. It's also very helpful to manifest money in a hurry. So that's red tiger eye. It's like golden tiger eye, but it was formed in the earth closer to iron, giving it this red color. Jet helps with grief. It's a different type of fossilized wood. This has been fossilized very quickly, usually through volcanic activity, sometimes incredibly hot fires, but it helps us to process grief without being overwhelmed by it or numbed by it. We can just sort of sit with it and actually process that grief. It also is thought to call upon animals that may be lost or run away. So that's jet. Emerald helps with bringing in sort of a zest for life with any part of your life, whether it's career, soul's purpose, romance, whatever it might be. It's also great for inflammation, healing the skin, healing tissue in the body. So after surgery, so Sam, definitely thinking of you. It's very much connected with bronchitis, anything having to do with the lungs and the respiratory system, as well as bringing confidence back, especially people who were belittled or teased. So this can definitely go in alignment with some of the requests that we saw from Heart around letting go of things from childhood, feelings of unworthiness. This helps let go of those lack of confidence from then. So we'll bring in this raw emerald. Chrysoprase can be very helpful for follow through and to resist burnout. So there we go. Picking up the pieces after a loss or a setback. This is a stone that reminds us of all of the hard work we've put in so far and allows us to take a moment of reflection and self-pride in all we've accomplished, even if we haven't reached our end goal yet, or if things have shifted and maybe we can't reach what our end goal was, we need to pivot. This helps us to realize that our energy is not a total waste, that we've grown as a person and we've learned a lot along the way. It definitely helps with with overcoming disappointment as well. So chrysoprase. Tree agate is sacred in Ayurveda. It's thought to help balance the flow of energy throughout the body. in Chinese medicine, we might be more familiar with the concept of meridians. They're channels in the body through which energy flows. In Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga, there's an understanding of the nadis, N-A-D-I, and they are channels in the body through which energy flows. And that's where marma point therapy is based on. And that overlaps the system that includes chakras, for examples. Tree agate is thought to optimize the flow of energy throughout all of those, and it is thought to bring balance to every body type. So tree agate helps with wellness and physical well-being on all levels. That one just happened to be a raw piece that came out looking like a heart. So when it showed up, I'm like, that's for us, for sure. If you see it tumbled, it may look a little more like this, which might help you understand the tree agate a little bit more. It looks kind of similar to moss agate. Amazonite is helpful for spine and nerve health, especially spinal nerves. It's also great for caregivers, those of us whose phone rings when something happens, those of us who are nurses, those of us who are child care givers, anybody who is a caretaker anyone who is someone who takes care of others on any level in society, whether it's in your personal friend and family groups or as a profession or both. This helps to remind caregivers that it's so necessary to take self-care, that they are worthy of that self-care, that they absolutely need to prioritize that self-care, and helps to remind them that they are absolutely just as worthy of all of the good they would wish upon others, and to self-advocate when needed, to stand up for themselves. So this is Amazonite. Let's see, just make some room here. I'm loving the way that this grid is coming out today. And I hope you all are too. Aragonite, and we did just talk about the chakras a little bit. We touched on that with the tree agate. Aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite is a wonderful stone alongside that. This is two different types of calcite that are working together. So aragonite is the brown that we see here. Caribbean blue calcite, the blue. Aragonite has a lot to do with physical health and healing, the root chakra, and the earth star chakra, which is an energy center beneath our root, which has a lot to do with our enacting and our ability to show up in our soul's purpose, to show up in life and do the things that are in alignment with what we're meant to be doing. The Caribbean blue calcite is quite the opposite. It's the crown and the soul star. That has a lot to do with envisioning our soul's potential, kind of like what we were talking about with picture jasper and orange sunstone. That has to do with seeing and envisioning what our sort of highest spiritual being is. It's in a way, our soul's compass and north star to kind of see and sense and know where to go, who to meet, how to do things, and just seeing the potential for things. Because these are very opposite but very related energy centers, when they're both in balance, it's thought to help balance the energy centers between, including the kundalini energy, the flow of energy that's dormant at the base of the spine. That energy, when it's allowed to flow optimally up and through the chakras and around the chakras, that has an ability to help us to reach a state of enlightenment, or samadhi, as it would be said in Sanskrit. So this helps with the flow of kundalini energy. So it's a beautiful stone. There is quite a lot of it being mined right now. And the ones that you'll see online, you may see them as less kind of see-through and frosted like this. less opaque, kind of, or less translucent rather, you may see them as more of like a solid bright blue. It might look a little bit more like a Larimar. So just put that out there in case you're purchasing any. I don't have any in the store, in the shop, the crystal shop now. I have a couple pieces. If you're interested, just email me. But it's kind of hard for me to get on a consistent basis, so I haven't added it to the website yet. Next is blue kyanite. This is radical self-acceptance. Loving yourself exactly as you are. Definitely helpful for what heart had requested in letting go of and releasing childhood feelings of unworthiness. This can be really helpful. I often link this with like LGBT pride, just fundamental pride in who you are, that you are not shameful, especially for people who have been shamed. This is a beautiful stone for that. Also for understanding spiritual guidance, whether it's in your dreams or reading cards or meditating or psychopomp work, whatever it might be, but understanding the messages. It's also thought of as supportive for folks who have survived a stroke or any kind of brain injury that's impacted speech or mobility. It's thought to be exceptionally helpful there. So that's blue kyanite. So let's go ahead and add this in. I love this stone. I often send it out with my level 1 certificates for my Reiki students. Herkimer diamond is helpful. I often think about Susan and Greg with this, and I know that Cora Carr always puts in a request for them too when they're not here. This helps with manifesting what we need for our soul's purpose in a way that's very honoring of every person and situation that is touched by that manifestation. So it aids us in being in the present moment, which is always the best place we can be if we're asking for something. It's acknowledging where we are, being able to be appreciative of what we have. It really grounds any kind of request. Herkimer also helps align the who and how and what we're connected to in the most spiritual way, that it impact all of the other people it touches in a beautiful way. It helps to harmonize discordant energies and can balance metabolism too. It's thought to have that impact. But yeah, intuition, psychic ability, hearing the divine, very helpful for all of those. So that's Herkimer. So any kind of manifestation that can be helpful for. And let's see what else, if any, other requests that I've overlooked. Blessings for the coming month. Feeling healthy both mentally and physically. I've got fire agate or fire quartz, which I'm going to add soon too. Rhodonite, Rhodochrosite, tiger eye. Absolutely. Tiger eye, much like with red tiger eye, as far as appearance, but this is a stone that can help us with seeing big picture in a way, much like with picture jasper, but it also helps us to see the fine details and that too. In that regard, it can be helpful as like detective work, or if you're looking for a small error or needle in a haystack kind of thing, could be great for that. So for that, it's thought to be really helpful for research and study. It helps us to take in a lot of information and see the patterns and the fine details within a lot of information that are really important. It's also really helpful for things like bolstering courage and entrepreneurship, for sure. It's also thought to help protect against jealousy and envy, which can be kind of helpful. No matter where you are or who you are. We don't want that. Rhodonite is the stone of breakups, heartache, heartbreak, unrequited love. Also grief, grieving lost love, whether we've lost a relationship or lost the person, if they've passed on. It can also really help with emotional stuff from childhood, including all the way up to emotional abuse, the impact that that's had on a person over time. It's also thought of as helpful for things like allergies, autoimmune, and even support for the lungs. So this is rhodonite. I'm wearing crematory jewelry made of rhodonite. It can also help us to open our heart to love again after loss. Rhodochrosite is great for mother-child bonding or any kind of inner child work. This is whether there's a young child making a bond or we're healing those wounds around those bonds, whether you're the parent or the child. It's also thought to be helpful for telepathy, journeying, ancestor work, even connecting with deceased animals and pets, as well as anger and stress headaches. So that's rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite is pink and white. Rhodonite is pink and black. So let's see, where shall we place you? Let's put this piece here. And if there is room, and we have lapis and unakite. Wrists, heart healing, and happiness. So wrists, definitely, emerald, mahogany obsidian, and lapis, as well as heart healing, rhodonite. Happiness, definitely emerald, but I also want to bring in yellow calcite. I've been wanting to bring that in. This is a joy stone. It helps with our solar plexus, finding a sense of joy in being who we are and the joys of life. This is a stone that helps us take joy and pride in who we are and bring who we are forward in a really happy and jovial way. I love it. So let's bring this in too. Thank you for being here, Grace. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so if I did skip you or anything, or if you have any other requests, go ahead and request them now. Let's see, chat, we got that. Revealing hidden blessings. I think we did labradorite for that, if I'm not mistaken. New phases and stages. I've been getting a lot of that in doing the card readings for all 12 signs, of which there's only 3 left for me to put up. So most of them are up. If you have any major Cancer placements, definitely watch that video. Labradorite can help us with a lot of different things. This is another one that's detailed attention to errors and things like that, much along the lines of Tiger Eye, really helpful in study and research, but also with clairvoyance. It helps us to find joy in travel, calming disputes, better sleep, but it can also help reveal things. So yeah, reveal things. Also, Moonstone can be helpful for revealing things that are hidden. So let's bring this in. Where shall we place it? Go. go. Fire quartz, yes. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, fire quartz. This is clear quartz that was in the ground forming very close to iron. And so as such, it has this sort of reddish tinge that you might see. This is a stone that can help us to get a lot of energy and feel motivated when it comes to things. It kind of like warms up our root chakra and gets us fired up to start enacting our soul's purpose. Very much aligned with aragonite in that regard. So yeah, absolutely lovely. I'm going to bring this in. Let's see, where shall we place this? This is another piece that I have. It's a little hard for you to see the red reading on the camera, but it is in there. There's some, you can see here. Let's see. Do we want to be here, or is that too crowded in the middle? It's a little crowded in the middle. Let's do... There we go. Okay, so with all of that said, I think we got everything. Hematite. I'll add hematite. And I'm going to go ahead, select a couple of crystals, and y'all are going to vote on them while I quickly explain what Reiki is all about, and then we're going to get into the sending. So, let's see. Okay, so here we go. So, go ahead and feel free to select which stone you would like. And just for those of you who are new, you are not limited to just one stone. Hint, hint. The first is rutilated smoky quartz. So, smoky quartz helps to transmute or fundamentally change the energy that's there. So it helps us to, first of all, it's very protective as well. But as we're shifting our energy and going into something more positive, it's rather than just releasing old and embracing new, it helps to fundamentally change the energy that's there. And I feel like that can be really helpful. The rutilated nature of it sends it to exactly where it needs to go, helping break things up. The other is for the need for kind of energy, getting us moving forward, feeling motivated. And with that, I have some polychrome jasper. Polychrome jasper comes in a number of different colors. It's super cool. And it helps us to feel that boost of energy, that motivation to go forward and do all the things that we know we need to do in alignment with our soul's purpose, and feel really joyful and just a ton of energy to get it done. So it's an anti-procrastination stone for sure. So go ahead and vote. Hint, hint, you're not limited to just one vote. Rutilated smoky. Polychrome jasper. The polychrome jasper is available on the website. as is the tree agate here. But go ahead and vote, and if you haven't already liked the stream, please do so. And I'm just going to quickly explain what Reiki is, and then we're going to get into the healing. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson, and I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I teach Usui Reiki online in small classes where everyone can take their time learning and begin to work with it. Usui Reiki is my main Reiki practice, and Usui Reiki is named after the system's founder, Mikao Usui. He started this particular method in the early 1920s in Japan when it was a beautiful method for sort of secular spirituality, when teaching religion other than Shintoism in Japan could get you killed. And the secular nature of something so incredibly spiritual, of course, resonated with us and has just been completely life-changing for so many of us, me included. So what is energy is best explained by Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything has a soul and everything is interconnected. And within that interconnectedness, there are forces at play in support of everyone, one of those being a spiritually guided soul or life energy. And that's roughly what Reiki translates to. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is connecting with that energy that is already flowing through all of us and directing more of it to you to support your body, mind, and spirit to find the best healing balance for you. And the truth is, your body, mind, and spirit are working with this energy all the time anyway to bring about your greatest good. So this just gives them more of what they need to do an even better job. So during this session, I encourage you to just find the most comfortable position you can. Laying down, sitting up, doesn't matter, whatever feels good for you. You can move around, you can be quiet, silent, even fall asleep. Or if you feel like you want to do some yoga, journal, this time is for you to make it exactly what it feels like it needs to be for you. You may feel the energy physically in your body. You may feel some emotions come up or be released. Your mental body may be able to better process some things. You may hear your subconscious or figure or think some things through that you haven't been able to resolve on your own. Or you may get some intuition coming in and some spiritual guidance. You also may just get a really relaxing nap. Chances are it'll be some combination of all of the above. So what do you need to do during your session? Absolutely nothing. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. You can if you want to. But sometimes the things that pop to mind during a session are really incredibly important and well-timed. If you're not sure if it's that or your mind is racing, go ahead and take a deep breath and just allow the session to begin anew. At the end of the 25-minute session, I'll reopen the chat and I will allow you the chance to ask any questions you might have, to share any experiences that were really meaningful to you, and from there we'll call it a day. But during the session, I will turn the lights down. You'll notice them moving through several different colors slowly and evenly. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I will turn the music up if you enjoy the music. The information about the musical creator is in the description below. She has her own incredible YouTube channel you can listen to during the day if you enjoy her vibes. I know I do. But most of all, thank you all so much for being here. Being here really helps more than anything that you know. If you would like to subscribe with your notifications on, I'm here live 5 times a week. If you want to learn more about my Reiki classes, one-on-one distance sessions, and readings with me, all of it's linked in the description below. And thank you so much for being here. Like the stream if you can, and let's get into the healing. It's looking like both. Who would have thought? Here, let me go ahead and shift the camera. I think one of my cats may have just shifted it for us a little earlier today. There we go. Okay, so here we go. We have this beautiful smoky quartz. It looks like both. So we're going to go ahead and bring see, maybe rather than bring it in here, we'll bring it here. And this polychrome jasper, bring here. Let's do this. There we go. So everyone go ahead, enjoy your session, move around, grab what you need, do what you need to do to feel comfortable. I will see you in just about 25 minutes. Enjoy your session, and I will see you then. I invite you to take a deep breath in and out at your own pace. Thank you so much for being here. If you feel like you need a little help coming back, gently move or stretch. And we have Hattie here purring for you. Thank you all so much for being here. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to share, please do. Oh, thank you, Patty and or Key. Lots of love to you both either way. Heart, wonderful to see you. I will be back Friday at both 4 and 8 p.m. and Sunday at 8 p.m., all East Coast US time. And all the regular days and times that I stream are listed in the description below. There are just 2 seats left to my Reiki 1 weekend intensive. It's all live online this weekend, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. East Coast US time. You can learn more about that or enroll on my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. You're welcome, Korakar. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, and definitely don't forget to check out your February tarot readings. I suggest checking out your sun, moon, and rising and any other prominent placements if you happen to know them. I have just a couple more to go up in the next day or so. You're welcome, Vincent. You're welcome, Korakar. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close. I noticed lots of new people poking in and out today, which was an honor and a blessing. Thank you all so much for being here. If you enjoyed the stream, you can go ahead and click the like button. You can also subscribe with your notifications on if you want to know the next time I go live. And it's always a blessing to see how many of you are so supportive of not only me, but each other. It's just absolutely beautiful to be here 5 times a week. So thank you. And you're welcome, JS. I thought you'd be sleeping by now. Get lots of rest. Okay, so thank you all so much, everyone. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.